stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Leanna. I make videos every week about my family. I homeschool, I homestead, I have 4 kids. So basically whatever comes across my plate, I make a video about. During the spring, I do a lot of planning for the next fall for our homeschool. And I thought I'd do a video about homeschool today. One reason I wanted to do this is because I've seen a lot online where people saying I don't have the money to homeschool. And I want you to know homeschooling does not have to cost a lot of money. It should not cost you an arm and a leg to educate your child. Money is nice when you're spending it on resources, and box curriculum is fun, but it's not necessary. I always say that you have tools within your community and within you and your family that are perfect for homeschooling that don't cost a lot of money. So I'm going to give some tips on how to save some money and to do a lot of it for free for your homeschooler. The first tip I want to do is there is a lot of online resources, and these online resources, I guess this is going to go in the first like 5 tips, I guess, I don't know. These online resources can be found with a quick Google search. The first thing I found online is Pinterest, and Pinterest has a lot of links to other sites that have worksheets for you to download. They have projects for you to do, which usually I have 90% of the stuff already in my house to do these projects, especially experiments. And it's just a nice resource to get your stuff going and get your stuff organized. Another thing I want to say is everybody that I know has Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has a video service. That video service has a lot of free videos because you already paid for the service for you to watch that are documentaries, science-based, math-based, history-based, all that stuff, which is also another really good resource for your kids. Another free thing you can do is go to the library. The library has books. You can check them out for up to a month at a time. That is a great way to homeschool your children, give them a love of reading, and get them to understand what the local library is all about. There's plenty of books in there that are curriculum. There's plenty of books in there that are great for them to just read. The library is a highly underutilized resource for people nowadays, and that is one of the best ways to homeschool for free. Excuse me. The next thing I want to mention is that a lot of colleges, MIT included, Stanford included, have free online classes that you're allowed to audit. And basically when you audit a class is you're sitting in and you're listening to the lecture, you get to see the slides. A lot of them have slides. Sometimes there'll be a PDF that you can follow along with the lectures. And you're not going to get to talk to other kids who took the class, but you'll be able to get the resource of the class, watch the video, and learn more about the subject, and get it on the level that a college student got, which is really good for high school students when they're getting ready to go to college. It'll help get them used to lectures. It'll help get them used to someone else teaching them, and it's very useful. I got some resources on my phone. So a lot of our national parks and a lot of our state parks have online virtual tours you can take of the park, which is really nice. And as part of the incentive to get children back out into the wilderness, you can get free entry to all state parks if you go online and you apply for it, and all national parks, because they're trying, if you have a 4th grader in your home. So if you have a 4th grader, which I had one last year, that is another way that you can get free resources. Is you can take you can even take them the summer after you're done during the summer break, or even during the spring break or winter break, and take them to the national parks for free, because it is part of an incentive to get kids back out there. So if you have a 4th grader, you can apply for that. Another thing is NASA has NASA Kids Club, and they have a lot of games based on science and STEM, which is another great free resource. So just go online and do a search for free homeschool resources, and you can find a lot of great programs, and these programs will help get your child back into nature. A lot of them are science-based, so it'll help supplement with that program. I also know that math-drills.com, let me verify that, I wrote that down. Yeah, math-drills.com. That is another free resource for math worksheets. They have on that website, they have from kindergarten to 12th grade worksheets, and that is a great math resource. Math is basically on any textbook you buy, it's just going to be you explaining how to do those problems. So if you go to this website and you download the worksheets and you print them off, you can then go to YouTube. YouTube's a great resource for homeschooling. And if you don't know how to explain how to do that specific math, which after about 4th grade, it gets a little harder to explain this kind of stuff, you can go to YouTube and have use some of the homeschool or there's homeschool vlogs like mine, but there's also homeschool vlogs that have explanations on math and science and history and all the subjects, and you can find anyone who teaches different things like that. But with math specifically, if you're going to use math-drills.com, you can download the worksheets, go to YouTube, explain to your child with YouTube how to do that specific type of math, and then have them practice with the worksheets from that. There's also archive.com, which is a bunch of archived curriculum books like history, English, all that stuff, and you can download free PDFs and teach class using those archived books, which is nice because they're free. Again, there's the library of all things. Another thing for free is YouTube. Huge resources, YouTube. I mentioned that, but I'm going to keep mentioning that because that is one way we homeschool. If you're already paying for Hulu, there are a lot of educational videos and movies and things on there. Disney Plus, if you already pay for it, there's educational things on there. I'm not suggesting you to go get any subscriptions to any of these things because I don't want you to pay for a subscription you cannot afford or you're afraid that you will not be able to afford if you homeschool. But I'm saying if you're already going to pay for it, there are ways to utilize things you're already buying for entertainment purposes for your homeschool. So that is a way. It's not necessarily free, but it is a way to save money because you already have the resource, you might as well use it. Another thing to take into consideration is a lot of places will allow you to do field trips in like the bakery of like, in like a bakery or like a bank. They'll allow you to do free field trips with your child, and they'll walk your child through and explain to them the process. Like at a bank, they'll walk them through and explain to them the Federal Reserve if you want them to. They do it based on the child's age group, and they'll explain, you know, how the bank runs and where the money comes from and all that stuff, which is a good lesson for your kid, and it's free. So there's a lot of field trips. It's just going to cost you the cost of gas, which I know the price of gas is really expensive right now, but if you can get into somewhere for free and it's going to be educational, why not? I also want to tell you to look out for homeschool days at your local museums and zoos and things like that, because homeschool days will allow you to get in free, and they will have a worksheet or usually like a little workbook or something for the kids to do while you're there. I noticed that a lot of places have that. If they don't have homeschool days, they still have the workbooks, and it's fun for the kid to fill it out. We did that when we went to the Denver Zoo, and then when we were in Texas and we went to the Houston Zoo, and then there was a couple of wildlife preserves we did in New Zealand that had that too. A lot of places with animals do that. There's also, if you go to museums, a lot of the time they'll have things for you to fill out to keep the children engaged while you're there. So there's that. One thing we've utilized repeatedly in the past is there are online homeschool programs that sometimes they cost money to join. Sometimes it's like a small fee, like $5 or $10, and it's usually for your local area, and you sign up for those and it'll be $5 or $10 for the year, and we usually pay that because it gets us a discount into visiting places, but it also makes us aware of when there are free homeschool days. Another way to cut costs with homeschooling, not necessarily free, but it definitely helps, is to go to homeschool curriculum swap days. Local homeschool groups will have this usually, or if you can find like a Facebook group online or a like a meetup.com group, there'll be like usually you can find a homeschool swap day, which means you go and you bring your old curriculum. if you have some. If you don't, I haven't had some sometimes when I've gone, but I've been able to purchase from another mother who wasn't using that book anymore, and I alleviated her family of some of their burden of homeschooling, and I was able to alleviate some of my burden of homeschooling because I got the book for a lot less. That is a good way to save money on homeschool curriculum if you don't want to use a library book or an online book. Other resources that I have seen are Humble Bundle. I don't know why I said Bumble. Humble Bundle, and that is a way we've gotten tons of PDFs in these giant bundles. And Humble Bundle is basically, they'll have games on there, they'll have PDFs on there, they'll have 3D print, what are they called? Schematics? I don't know if that's the word. But and you can buy it in a big bundle for a lot less than it would normally cost, and it gives a donation to what you pay is the company is basically donating this resource to Humble Bundle, and then you're paying Humble Bundle and they donate that to a charity. So it helps everybody all around. And it's really a really good resource. I like this one. We've gotten books on computer programming and coding and things like that through this, and we have a e-reader that my kids use to read the books. Another thing that we've done to save money on our homeschool is thrifting, because you can find a lot of good resources at the thrift store or at flea markets. Free things that we have been able to use is pecentral.org. That is free physical education videos, and so you can set up physical education, because you don't want your kids sitting around all the time, and sometimes you don't have access to sports, and to be fair, sports are expensive. So pecentral.org is a nice way to get free workout plans for your kids. Bodybuilding.com is another one. That one's geared for adults, but I've been able to use some of the resources from there for my kids in addition for myself. Another thing, here are some free sites right out the gate. Easy Peasy, Khan Academy, I wrote them all down, sorry. Homeschool College USA, Georgia Virtual Learning, Jumpstart, Scholastic, and 10, which is Teacher Education Network. These are all free resources for you to get worksheets, ideas for projects, and workbooks that you can download for free. I'm going to do a post on our blog that I just started getting up on Substack, and I will have a list with everything I said here, plus some extra resources that with links to those sites, so that you can find some more free resources. Because at the end of the day, I want you to be able to homeschool the way I homeschool, if that's what you want to do. And I don't want anybody to have anything holding them back, whether it's money or time that they're afraid of, because I have plenty of answers for that too. But this is just something that it occurred to me that a lot of people are saying, I want to homeschool, but I don't know that I have the money. And I want you to know it's possible. You can do it for a lot less than what it sounds like you can. So that's why I made this video. I've rambled on long enough. I hope that you found this video helpful. I want to say thank you to everybody who's made it this far. If you could please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel to grow and to get us out there. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I shall see you guys on the next one. Please stay safe out there, guys, and make good choices, because I love you guys and I want to see you guys thrive. Bye, guys.